What's up, YouTube? Jake here, Keyboard Wife. Who are we with?
You're with Dylan from Team Wardwipe, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Zefra deck that I've been working on for the past few months, and we find this deck to be a very good meta call for this format, just because of the release of Electromite and its ability to play a lot of hand traps with being a pendulum deck. It also has a lot of negation as well, and we are playing a lot of techs that make this deck a lot better going second and giving you a lot more plays, I guess. So yeah, I guess we'll get right into it. We have 3 of the Zefrani, 3 of the Zefraxi. This is the one that when it's pendulum summoned, it makes a Zefra monster a tuner. This one is basically all of them. It just puts one in the extra deck and then becomes at scale. Most people know what these cards do because of the popularity that the OCG has with this deck. I guess something to say about that. This deck probably won't be as powerful here in the TCG until we get Needle Fiber. Just mainly because, first of all, we don't have Needle Fiber, obviously, but we also don't have Daylong right now, and those are 2 of the most powerful cards in the extra deck that this deck can play, and we don't have them. But still, this deck is very good right now, we think. So these are the Zefra cards. This one is just good for spot removal. These ones add 1 back from your extra deck. So if they ogre this, you can add it back, or if you want to pendulum summon for more, you can normal summon to add another one. And it's just really good to play as a 2-1. That's it for the Zefra monsters. Now the rest of the monsters is more or less of an engine. So we are playing the 3 Armageddon Knight, along with Eroda to search that 1 Armageddon Knight, or the 1 scale as well. And we also have a Destrudo and a Mare. So this engine gives a lot to the deck. Armageddon Knight by itself is a 1-card like Direwolf, but you can also special summon a Mare from your deck with a Yazi that you summon off the Armageddon Knight and a Destrudo. And then Mare is basically like a scapegoat during your turn. It gets you 3 tokens. You can make Borload and stuff if the situation calls for it. And depending upon what else you have, you can make more synchro plays with the tokens or the Mare itself. This engine is just very, very strong. It's almost like thinking of these as Brilliant Fusions, however they do more than just Brilliant Fusion, and this is like your grind. It's still worth playing, even though that drawing just really sucks. So that's what that is. And then we're also playing 3 Dragon Shrine and the Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm and 8-0. So this is the main card that lets us summon Electromite during turn 1. You obviously dump this and special it, add this. Most people know that play by now. There's also the 1-card, not 1-card, the 2-card play with this, and then Zefra Providence or Field Spell or Terraforming. I might show those later, or we might make just a separate video about combos that this deck has. So this is just really good for consistency. Dragon Shrine is almost like another Foolish Burial for Destrudo. Speaking of that, we are playing another Foolish Burial. You just really want to max out on all these cards because you want to see them in all of your hands, and that's the big reason. These are like kind of Garnets, except for these 3, you can actually do something with them if you draw them. This is like the true Garnet. So that's that engine. You really have to be playing all these. Note the mismatch rarity Dragon Shrines.
You stack them, right?
Yep, we stack Dragon Shrine because we want to open it every game. Now, moving on to the hand traps. We have 3 Ash, 1 Maxi, and then 2 Ogre. First of all, something to say about hand traps. This deck has a lot more just 2-card plays, whereas the Pendulum Magician deck has like a lot of 3-card plays. So with that being said, this deck can just play more hand traps more efficiently than the standard Pendulum Magician deck. These should be obvious. Every deck is really playing these right now. But then the Ogre, the reason why we play Ogre is because with the release of Electromite, Pendulum decks are becoming a lot more popular. And Ogreing and Electromite is just so powerful. So this card is going to be really good right now. I might even bump it up to 3, but 6 hand traps seems to be the best ratio throughout my testing, where you can still have a high percentage of stopping your opponent turn 1 with a hand trap, or not drawing so many hand traps where you just brick if you do choose to go first, or if you go first. So we have 6 hand traps. That's it for the monsters. Now the rest of the spells are just a bunch of searchers. 3 Providence, 3 Terraforming, and 3 Oracle. You only want to play 2 Terraforming. Sometimes I've thought about cutting this down to 1 just because you can activate more than 1 Oracle per turn. But the thing is, you just really want to see Zefra turn 1. So I think that justifies playing 2 Terraforming. I would never play 3 of that because that's just way too many. You'll draw multiple oracles and it's just bad. And then of course this is 3 of. Yeah, I guess what's cool about this deck is like all the spell cards form into some kind of combo by themselves, and that's what I really like. I guess I'll just add those in there too. So yeah, these spells, they're all like so powerful. Like drawing any of them can get you into some sort of combo, which is really good. So yeah, that's that. Now for the traps, I just play 3 of them. I think most people have realized that this is the correct ratio based off of what they've seen in the OCG. You just really don't want to draw them going second. They're bricks to draw. Sometimes going first, it's nice seeing multiples because then you can have multiple protections. But that being said, you just still rather prefer to search them. I've thought about bumping up this to 2 before because I do play Chowfing in my extract and there's a way to summon that with the Electromite and stuff, but I can show that in like a combo video. But other than that, these 3 traps, this is the best ratio to play them at. So that's it for the main deck. Now for the extra deck. I guess I'll start with the links. Of course, the newly released Electromite. I don't really find myself needing a second. Usually when I summon the Electromite, it's for the turn 1 combo with the Dragon Shrine and the field spell. Other than that, it might come up late game if you have like multiple Zefras, but usually you're starting your turn with an open board. So I don't know. You can add in 2 if you want, but the extra deck's already so tight, you gotta cut some things. I guess now moving on to the other links. Another one of the new cards, Underclock Taker. This is one of the cards that the deck really needed. It's just a generic link 2 that has an arrow pointing down. This just enables you to do a lot of new things. Like if you sometimes you want to summon an Ancient Fairy Dragon to blow up field spells, but then when you have the Ancient Fairy Dragon, your extra deck zone is locked out. So this solves that problem and allows you to do it, make another extra deck monster or extra deck play more easily. Now for the Proxy, the Link Spider, these are pretty obvious. Usually you summon these with the Mirror tokens to summon the Borload, which is very strong right now, and then just the Decode Talker. And just a pretty basic Link lineup there. Now, moving on to the synchros. Oh, I guess to add into the link, the reason why I don't play Gofu in this deck is because it's not. There's nothing really good to summon turn 1 because we don't have Needle Fiber, and going second, like, it doesn't really do that much going second. You'd rather have like more hand traps, and that's why I actually cut the Gofus for the Gofu for a Gosugger, and then just added this Gosugger. So yeah, moving on. For the synchros, I guess I'll start with the 7s. These are probably the most important ones out of the extra because they're the ones that you summon the most. Yazi being the one that you summon the most, actually. Yazi just gives so much power to this deck, it's just unreal. You pop a card on your opponent's side of the field, and then you special summon the Mare from your deck, and then from that you just go off. You can do your line of plays that you can do with that is just essentially limitless. That's why that's the best in the extra deck. Black Rose is just a 1-card field nuke with Armageddon Knight, so you gotta play that. And then obviously Ancient Fairy Dragon to pop. I know, Spiral Resorts, Diagrams, Lost Worlds. The Dino deck is getting a lot of popularity right now. The Ancient Fairy Dragon is really good. I might bump up Yazi to 2, I don't know yet, but for now this seems to be working the best. Now moving on, I play 3 of the level 6 synchros. Charge Warrior is obviously really strong because you can stack an Ash or summon a Coral Dragon, pop a card, synchro with Coral Dragon and Mirror token into like a Yazi, well no, not a Yazi, but like an Ancient Fairy Dragon. That play comes up a lot, and then draw the Ash that you stacked with the Oracle. Then this lets you steal monsters, I guess. All of them come up quite a bit. You need to play these. Moving on, we have Baxia. Baxia comes up a lot when you have Mirror tokens and you have the Zefra on you, made as a tuner with Zefraxi. You essentially get to spin 2 cards, then you can like pop a token, special something else from your graveyard. You just get so many combos off Baxia that comes up so much. 1 Chowfang, this is another part of the combo with Electromite and the Oracle. It lets you summon this, have a 9-pillar set, and then when you destroy this with the 9 pillars, you get to search an Ash. So it's like a 2-card negate plus Pendulum Scales and Electromite in the field. So that's really good. Then the last card is Ignister. With Pendulum decks gaining a lot of popularity right now, this is something that you just have to play right now. All right, and that is the deck. To close it off, it's just like a really good meta call right now. However, it's just not as powerful as the OCG right now. And I guess that's it.
Thanks, guys.